I'm here in Beverly Hills, California, and let me tell you, if you want to be here, you need to be successful. And that's just like Lego investing, right? Well, if you stick around, I'm going to show you what you need to be a little bit more successful in your Lego investing business. Let's go. All right, now before we get into the main topic, just want to go over a couple things. You know, this is historically the slowest time when it comes to reselling. You know, I think July and August might be another time because Q1 is fortunately gone. We only have, less than 6 months before the next Q4, which is great, right? But for me, this is the time where I look at some of the sets that I purchased at the end of last year that have retired, and then I go ahead and I take a look to see how they're performing. So real quick, we're going to talk about the Lego Star Wars Vader's Castle set number 75251. If you recall, everybody, around January, December, maybe even February, was talking about this set. It was on the forums, it was on the Facebook groups, it was wherever. This even took up a large chunk of our Patreon monthly group chat during one of the months, and it was a great conversation. But I said to myself, you know what, I'm just not going to dip into this. And I'm very happy that I did not. I am going to share with you what I did dip into instead. So this right here is camel, 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 and you could see that the retail price was $129.99 and change. You could have got it as low as $77 and change, but we all know hardly anybody did that because that was, back in December of 2020. Everybody probably got it for around, at best, the $90 mark, right? And you could see from RRP to now, there is some movement, and don't get me wrong, the movement is okay, but when you're looking at all the other sets and how they perform, they're doing a lot better. This set right here, I bought a ton of this. The last time I purchased this was 2021 and back in February. I bought a lot of the Duplo Town Submarine Adventure set number 10910, and I think at the time I got it for like $15 and change. And when you go to camel, 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 you could see this chart is just way more better than the Darth Vader Castle chart. It's currently going for $43 and change. I was able to get them, I think, for $15. I think I even got a couple for $12, right? So when you go to the Excel, you could clearly see, and I put the price point down at $95. I highly doubt anybody got that set under $100, but I'm trying to be nice here. And then this is the set on average that I bought most of them for. And then this is the price that on average I purchased most of them at. And you could see the Duplo Town Submarine Adventure just blows Darth Vader's castle away. I know some people that have Darth Vader's castle, so I do hope it does go up. So I'm very happy for my hunch to buy the Submarine Adventure, and I am very happy that I did not touch the Darth Vader's castle. All right, so the topic of this video is 3 things to consider before Lego investing. And let me tell you, there are times I've had some good friends, they're seasoned Lego resellers, and they call me up and they're like, Jim, you give too much attention to the noobs that are just getting into it. But here's the deal, it's actually been a while since I've done that. So this video is dedicated to the people that are thinking about or are brand new to Lego investing. And hopefully some of my seasoned Lego reseller friends will be able to still get something out of here. So the first thing you need to ask yourself, is this going to be a good fit, right? I've talked about in the past where, one time I purchased a pallet of Amazon uninspected returns, right? And I was high-fiving my friends. We were doing chest bumps. I was so excited to get this pallet. And then the pallet got delivered to my garage. And I was like, wait a second. This is going to take a lot longer than what I thought it did. So I didn't go through any of it. What I did was I took that pallet straight up to Goodwill. I got the tax write-off certificate and I submitted that into my taxes. And I didn't think about it for a very long time. So you need to ask yourself, is this a good fit? Do you want to get into Lego just because everybody else is getting into Lego? Or do you want to get into Lego because you actually see yourself growing? This is something that you will enjoy, which is very important, right? And is this something that will eventually have a purpose and a reason why you're doing it? The second thing you need to consider is, do you have a clear strategy? And you may say to yourself, well, sure, I have a clear strategy. I'm going to buy and sell and just keep on doing it. And that's great, but how are you going to buy? Well, let me give you a hint. You want to buy low and sell high. That's what everybody does. And there are some seasoned resellers that might be watching this and they'll say to yourself, Jim, I already know this stuff. But do you? Are you really buying as low as you possibly can? My goal this year is to not buy anything that is less than 20% off. It has to be, well, 21% or more. And so far I've done that. I've only had one big purchase this year and it was 25% off. And, you know, so far so good. I'm going to continue that goal throughout the rest of the year. Also, what are you going to do with this inventory once you have it? Are you going to carve out an area in your basement? Are you going to rent a storage unit? Or are you eventually going to sign the lease on a warehouse like I know quite a few people have done? And what are you going to do once it's time to sell? Do you have a process in place to do this? If you're unable to answer some of those questions, now is the time to break out the notepad. Now is the time to break out Microsoft Word and start to create a strategy, start to create a blueprint, start to have a process from conception all the way up to whenever you sell that Lego set. It will benefit you. And the last thing you need to ask yourself, are you willing to make a long-term commitment? If you're just getting into this, you need to be prepared to do this for 3 to 5 years. Do not think, you know what, I'm just going to do this for 18 months. I'm just going to bounce in, bounce out, have enough money, and then I'm good. That's all well and good, but I'm going to be honest, you really aren't accomplishing much if you're going to be doing that, right? You need to say to yourself, is this something that I'm able to do for the next 3 to 5 years? Is this something that I'm able to scale up over the first 1 to 2 years? Is this something that I have enough time for? Let me tell you, I'm going to be honest, I know quite a few, not quite a few, I know 3 or 4 resellers that, you know, they are resellers, but let me tell you, they have a lot of older sets. And whenever I talk to them on the phone, I'm like, get that stuff out of there. You could be buying so much more, but they just don't have the time. So you're needing to consider not only do you also have enough time to do everything over the next 3 to 5 years. That's it, my friends. Hope you enjoy the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.